What's going on, everybody? Tanner here with Morcic. So I'm going to be narrating a new kind of video. If you guys enjoy it, just let me know. If you don't, also let me know. But you're just going to see some gameplay while I talk about a story. This is submitted to me from some subscribers, okay? And we're going to call this subscriber Ben. And we're going to call his buddy that he has in this story James. So Ben and James have been friends since, what, second grade? They met in second grade. If you guys have ever had any best friends, you know how it is. You meet someone at a young age and it's like, man, you're just instantly best friends. Like nothing could separate you guys. It's just, you have these lifelong friends, okay? This is years and years later. This was submitted to me. This was submitted to me from a subscriber today. This is a story about them as kids playing RuneScape. Well, Ben meets James in second grade. James introduces Ben to this game called RuneScape. He really, really enjoys it. At first, it was mostly just him watching James play the game, learning about it, asking questions. Every time they hung out, had a sleepover, whatever, he was watching James PVM. He was watching him take on new bosses. He was watching him just basically do the generic of RuneScape. This was prime 2008, 2009 era of RuneScape, and it was a lot of fun. Well, Ben starts to play RuneScape too, but the two start sharing an account, right? James says, yeah, you can log into my account. If you don't mind when you're on, you can train this. Or if you don't mind when you're on, can you do this? So obviously, I think everybody here, it's safe to say, we've all shared an account before with a close friend or maybe an online friend, if that's how you want to, put it. But Ben and James, loving RuneScape, loving the friendship, and they're just, even if they make another account, they're chatting, private messaging on the game, and it's a lot of fun. Well, if you guys played any RuneScape back in like 2007, 8, 2009, and 10, you know that RuneScape Gold was a big, big deal. Selling, real-world trading, all of that was such a big deal. Ben and James had never been very wealthy on RuneScape. I mean, they were, what, maybe 10 years old at this point, and they were, needing money, and they wanted an AGS. And like I said, if you guys played any RuneScape back in 2009, 2010, the golden age, the AGS was like, the 𝗙mål Godsword, Armadillo, however you want to pronounce it, was like 75 plus mil. So these, Ben and James, they wanted this 𝗙mål Godsword. And they wanted to go pking. This is a story on how they got an 𝗙mål Godsword and lost the 𝗙mål Godsword within the same hour. They compiled all of their money that they had. They asked for their mother's debit card, right? And said, please, if you let us do this, we can pay you back. Here's my birthday money. Here's our chores money. Here's everything I've gotten for Christmas, birthdays, doing stuff around the house, chores. You save money as a young kid. Well, they promised to pay back, I think it was Ben's mother, if they allow them to use her credit card on a gold selling website. They spend $100 each. $100 each. Something like that. And they meet up with this strange NPC in RuneScape, and they get traded 80 million gold in-game. They immediately go and buy an 𝗙mål Godsword. James says, don't worry, Ben. We're about to turn this 75 mil wealth into hundreds of millions of GP. We are going to have hundreds of millions of 𝗙liche pieces now. And just watch how. This is where it all goes wrong. You see, okay, James was in this clan, and this clan was super friendly, super chill, and full of promising RuneScape players, members of the community, upstanding people. And he promises Ben and James This guy, we'll call him Chad because Chad's a great name for this guy. All right. Chad promises Ben and James that, hey, you guys can practice PKing with, on me using your God sword. This is the plan James had to turn this 75 mil, 80 mil investment into hundreds of millions, by the way. Practice PKing, get good at PKing, make more money. So this Chad guy tells him, you guys can practice PKing on me. Really work on your switches, your combat switches, your prayer switches. You're going to get good, kids, and this is going to be great. You're going to make your investment back. It's totally worth it. Well, Chad takes Ben and James. Well, okay, Ben and James are playing on the same account, of course, right? So Ben is over at James' house, or I think it was James over at Ben's house because they used Ben's mom's credit card, right? And they're on this little laptop typing away on this character. They meet in the wilderness with Chad from the clan, right? This is a guy that they've known from the clan for a long time. And Chad lets him kill him a few times. And Ben and James think they're getting really, really good at this, player killing thing. They think they're really good at PKing. Well, Chad then comes out, runs to the wilderness again. And he says, all right, I'm going to practice putting up a fight. So make sure you guys, really try to PK me here. Don't worry, blah, blah, blah. If you accidentally get killed, of course, I'll trade back the AGS. Well, you have protect item, you have all this stuff. You don't think you're even going to lose the AGS. You're being smart. You're keeping your prayer points up. You've got your protect item on. If that was even a thing at this time, I would have to go back and look. Well, according to the submission from Ben and James, that's what we're calling them, right? Their internet goes out at Ben's house. Because you get the black screen of death, the connection lost, attempting to reestablish message at the top left of their screen. Every RuneScape player knows it. Every RuneScape player fears it. And the worst of moments, it's bound to come. Sure enough, they're logged out. When they log back in, they've got nothing. Plain characters, no AGS. It's gone. Chad killed him in the wilderness. We messaged Chad. All right. They messaged Chad here. It says, hey, we lagged out. But we'll meet you in Edgeville. Trade back that AGS. We'll keep practicing if you don't mind. We have like another 1 or 2 mil here. We'll give it to you for helping us out. Chad does not give back the AGS. Chad does not. He's a Chad. He does not give back the AGS. He takes it, deletes them from the friends list, leaves the clan, keeps the 75, 80 mil AGS for himself. Ben and James learned something very, very valuable that day. That, yes, back then, sometimes you could get away with a real world trade buying GP, but instant karma caught up to them. It is not an okay thing to do because you will get caught, especially nowadays in RuneScape. You don't do that. But you will also lose the money. They learned to value their money. These two kids lost $100 apiece of real life money within the same hour of buying an AGS online. And they feared that their mother's credit card was being used on a cold selling website for RuneScape in 2009, 2010. Absolutely ridiculous story. Everybody's been there. Everyone's got these crazy childhood stories from RuneScape. You guys tell me what you think about Ben and James's story here. Getting an AGS, having an Armadale God Sword. Could you imagine the feeling of when you're a kid and you get an item like that? You think you've got it made. You think you're going to make a great investment. You think you're going to go on this 10 kill streak and PK for lots and lots of money. And you lose it. You lose internet connection. And your best friend Chad deletes you from the game. Steals your AGS. Well, that's what you get, I guess. We all learn the hard way. tell me what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed the story. It's a little bit kind of a different video, but this is something I've had in mind for a while. I wanted to do some like RuneScape stories like this. Crazy stories just for fun. Kind of like a little chill podcast sort of thing, if you want to call it that. But it's just a little RuneScape story time. Old stories, lots of fun, lots of embarrassment, lots of connections, because we've all been there a time or two. If you guys got any more stories, make sure you submit them to me on Discord, Twitter, even email. You guys just hit me up, and I can definitely, of course, anonymously post your story. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you later.